Biz is great. Like I say, it's easy when there's snow. We're probably on pace for one of our best years, if not the best year in the last 10. Um, and as the visits go, so go the dollars, which is great. It's a great vote of confidence in the investment in the lift, and that helps me as I tell the story of Mount Bachelor to my parent company, Powder. I went on a company ski trip. I was working for a company called Touche Ross at the time. I was in my early 20s, and it was one of those get on a bus on a Friday night in Sydney and head down to the snowfields in Australia, a place called Thredbo. Um, Never even seen snow, so we stopped to get gas and a cup of coffee at some gas station, and it was snowing, and I thought the whole thing was incredibly magical. Never even seen snow, and then um, you get in late at night. The next day you get up and learn to ski and with a bunch of friends, and then you go out and, as you do in Australia, have a beer or two. And I thought the whole experience was wonderful. And the next weekend I jumped in a car and repeated the exercise, and I sort of just fell in love with skiing from there. And every moment I could from that point on, I tried to get down and ski. And I had plenty of beach growing up in my life, and not that I don't love the beach, but I really fell in love when I found the mountains and snow and the sport of skiing. And my kids have grown up like this now. I'll never be as good as they are because they started when they were 3 years old. But I wanted to be able to give that to the family and make that part of our lifestyle. And it has certainly come true. To get the opportunity to put in a new lift this year really has been a great privilege, and it's a great addition to the mountain. So it's a great gift to me in my first year here to be able to have had that opportunity, and it's gone incredibly well. It's done all the things that we wanted it to do, which is provide an alternative place to go when it's windy on the northwest, and those days when it has been like that, it can be just beautiful, almost blue skies at times on the east side of the mountain, and the snow gently drifting down from the 90-mile-an-hour winds on the west side of the mountain. And the skiing is super fun. We've got a little bit of work to do to tweak that area and make some of the access a bit better, but it's definitely been a great addition to the mountain, and coupled with an incredible snow year. I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better year to start to, everyone says it's easy when it's snow, and that's very true in this business. So when there's a lot of snow, everybody looks like a hero. So, I think that with the growth of Bend and Central Oregon, I think we'll continue to grow. I think as far as lifts go, we've probably got what we need for the moment. We need to finish our Rainbow project, but once Rainbow is finished in its new alignment, I think it'll take some pressure off of the Sunrise lift, and I think that will probably leave us in pretty good shape from a lift standpoint. What I really would like to see is, and we're doing a sort of a deep dive into our lodge capacity. It's hard to build a resort for Easter Sunday, but we don't have enough lodge for the kind of crowds that we're getting consistently now over the Christmas holidays. Weekends like President's Weekend. Spring break is certainly within our capacity right now. The sort of numbers we see during spring break, but it's sort of at our capacity. We'd love. I think the next thing for us is really look at our lodge, and some of that will be maybe reconfiguring existing lodges. It's hard to add additional square footage, but of course the master plan has a new lodge at the Sunrise Base area, and so I would hope to start the planning process for that and have that as our next major project here at Bachelor. I would love to see overnight accommodation here, a small, on mountain lodge, not by any means a big village or anything like that, but a hotel is something that Dave Rathman and I, talked about for many years beforehand. We didn't put it in the current master plan because it would definitely have held up the approval process for the things that we wanted to get done in the near term. But I think at some point, inevitably we'll enter into discussions to see if that's possible with the Forest Service and whether we could put some kind of overnight accommodation hotel type thing here at Mount Bachelor. The mountain is lacking for nothing in terms of size or quality of snow or quality of terrain. or even the destination itself. When you take into consideration Bend and Sun River, it's still a fabulous destination, but you have to drive every day to get here to ski. With lodging on the mountain, I think that would sort of catapult Mount Bachelor to the sort of top tier of well-known high-end ski destinations, and I would love to see that happen someday. Whether that happens in my tenure or not remains to be seen, but it's been quite a ride. Love the community of Bend, love the people of Bend, love this mountain, of course, and the skiing and the people that work here and do what they do to make this such an incredible place.